Rev it up and welcome to Cars Yeah, show number 1870. This week, I'm celebrating The Quail, a motorsports gathering that takes place Friday, August 13th at the Quail Lodge and Golf Course in Carmel Valley, California. To learn more, go to peninsula.com.
This is Cars Yeah, where you'll enjoy interviews with inspiring automotive enthusiasts. Mark Green is here to provide you with a fuel injection of automotive inspiration. So get in, sit down, buckle up, and get ready for a wild ride here on Cars Yeah.
Hello, inspiring automotive enthusiasts, and welcome to Cars Yeah. Today I'm in beautiful Carmel Valley at the Quail Lodge with a very special guest by the name of Kai Lermen. Kai, welcome to Cars Yeah. Do you have it in gear? And are you ready to release the clutch?
Hi, Mark. Very excited to be on the show with you. And yes, I'm ready to roll.
All right, we're going to have some fun. Now, before I give you a proper introduction and we dive into this wonderful event that's about to happen, what's one little thing, Kai, that most people don't know about you?
Well, what most people don't know about that, I'm actually a trained chef.
Trained chef. Well, that is very cool. Are you still one who cooks meals every night for your lovely wife and family, or have you kind of put that on the back burner, if you will?
No, it's my part where I can relax and get focused and centered. Especially, I never cooked that much at home than last year. Well, go figure why.
Yeah,
but it's the culinary that brought me actually to the Quail in the first place. So it's. Yeah, it has a special place in it.
Very cool. Well, wonderful. I'm sure my wife wishes I was trained that well for making dinner in the evenings. I try. I think it's like anything. You've got to practice and learn, and it's definitely a wonderful skill set. Well, next time we're together, you'll have to cook me something special. That would be pretty cool.
We'll do that.
Let me give you a proper introduction. Kai Lermen is the general manager of Quail Lodge and Golf Club, home of the Peninsula Hotels Signature Events, organizers of renowned motoring events, including the Quail, a motorsport gathering, and the Quail Motorcycle Gathering, both which are hosted annually. Today, the Quail, a motorsports gathering, is widely regarded as one of the most preeminent motoring events in the world. Having been to many of them, I can tell you, it is incredible. He was born in Germany. Kai began his career in the hospitality industry at a hotel in the Black Forest. And as he said, as a culinary apprentice, after working in multiple 3-star Michelin restaurants, he moved to Vancouver, Canada, which led him to, in 2000, to work for a luxury hotel company in the United States, of which he then joined, the Peninsula Chicago, in 2009. Now, 14 years later, Kai is the leader of one of the most exclusive automotive events of the beautiful property of the Quail Lodge. We'll be back in just a moment to learn more about this motorsport gathering and Kai, but first a word from our valued sponsors, so give them a little listen. We'll be right back. Are you ready to get out and hit the road? Boy, I sure am. This country has so much to offer, and what better way than to get out and drive? Covercraft protects the things that move you. From protective covers for the outside of your vehicles to the inside with dash covers, seat covers, and sunscreens, all creatively designed to keep your vehicle cool for those roadside stops for a meal or to take in the view. Covercraft custom tailors their designs for your special vehicles and manufactures with the quality and attention to detail that's been their standard since 1965. Road trips can be hard on your vehicle's surfaces, so protect them. And when you get home, cleanup is fast and easy. And you want to get a deal? Well, I've got one just for you. Use the code YEAH21 at covercraft.com and you'll get 10% off your Covercraft order. That's right, 10% off compliments of Cars Yeah. Simply use the code YEAH21, YEAH21 at checkout. I've been protecting my vehicles with Covercraft covers since 1975. Covercraft, protecting the things that move you. Go to covercraft.com today. I was talking with a buddy of mine the other day, and he asked me about American Collectors Insurance. He said, while I listen to you on Cars Yeah, you're always talking about agreed value collector car insurance. Well, I insure all my cars on my regular auto insurance policy, and I've done it for years. Why use a different company for my collector cars? I get a multi-car discount. Isn't that good enough? I suggested he call his carrier and ask how much he would get if his collector car was totaled or stolen. He called back and said, boy, that was a scary conversation. The value of my car wasn't even close to what it's really worth. Thank you for the education, Mark. So don't just hope for a fair claim settlement. Be certain and know exactly what you'll receive with an agreed value policy. American Collectors Insurance has been protecting enthusiasts since 1976. Give them a call today for your personal agreed value quote at 866-ACI-YEAH. That's 866-224-9324. Tell them you're a friend of Mark Green's at Cars Yeah. American Collectors Insurance, classic car insurance, designed by collectors for collectors, automotive enthusiasts just like you and me. They're the ones that insure my car. That's American Collectors Insurance. All right, Kai, we're back. So let's dive a little deeper into the corner. I would love for you to talk more about not only the Quail event, but also the lodge there, because you're in one of the most beautiful places. I've been to the Quail almost every year it's been in existence. This motorsport gathering is above all else. It's so spectacular, so special, so wonderful, so many great cars, great food to combine your past profession along with the cars is absolutely spectacular. So take us on a little journey of what the visitors who are fortunate enough to have a ticket to this event are going to experience.
Well, if you got the ticket, which is great, we want to thank you for that first of all, and to join us for this great event. And hopefully you're staying with us at the lodge, which it's a very quaint and an exciting place. It's we call it's a little oasis in the Carmel Valley because we have lush greens around us and beautiful rooms which are giving themselves for a relaxing stay with patios and great amenities around. It's well connected with the event that we're looking forward to. We have our beautiful lodge here with 93 very beautiful appointed rooms, which we just did a very nice upgrade in the rooms itself and with great amenities from exclusive bath amenities that are in there to the appointments that the guest experience. Also, we have the restaurant up here, which is beautifully located at the lake, which gives it a very quaint scene during the day for our diners and hotel guests to enjoy, with a wide variety of very local inspired foods, with having all these areas of vegetables and areas of fruit around us that the chefs can work with and the abundanceness. So we're very excited about that. Also, we have at the lodge, which is in a very beautiful area with a green oasis. We have a spa located with a nice pool that the guests can enjoy by appointments. And we're not far from our golf course. It's only half a mile down the road. We have a gorgeous, one of the best 18-hole appointed golf courses on the peninsulas, which golfers love to come in for the conditions, which we always get great comments about. And it naturally leads itself then to the event, which we utilize part of the golf course, the driving range, the first and the ninth fairway for our world-class event that we host during the Quail.
What are some of the things that people can expect when they go to the Quail? Because one of the things about the Quail that is so wonderful is it's pretty much all-inclusive. Your ticket gets you in the door or onto the lawn, and that includes not only the incredible collection of cars, very eclectic collection of cars, from new cars to old cars, but also there's several dining experiences that are included with your ticket, along with your glass of champagne when you walk on the lawn in the morning. All sorts of cool things to do. So kind of walk us through what the fortunate people who got their hands on a ticket are going to experience this year.
Right. So I think what makes us special, besides the location and everything, is that the ticket is all inclusive and you don't have to worry about standing in line for your food and have to extra pay for that. So we have, while you come in, obviously you get handed your glass of champagne to welcome you and to relax you when you get overwhelmed with the abundance of extraordinary cars. We offer 5 tents with different culinary experiences that are created in conjunction with one of the best caterers that we work with out of the Bay Area. And paired with them, we have the wines, we have cocktails, music throughout the day. And it's an event that is more, we like to call it a garden party than an event, because it's supposed to be you strolling around, you have a good time with your friends, you eat a little bit here, you enjoy something with a friend on the beverages. We have ice cream stands around. We got a beautiful caviar and oyster selection that we always have available for the guests. And then some features that are changing every year, some special beverages or food items we want to produce, some special actions we want to show the guests. And it makes it different from anything else, particularly that week is on the peninsula.
Absolutely. One of the things that I enjoy so much is I get there early because I typically go as part of a media group, and then they open the doors. Even in the past, you've had bands playing. And then once you're there, I don't want to leave. And there's other events happening around the Monterey Peninsula that day, but I don't want to leave. I stay there to the very end until the cars are driving off. I sit back, enjoy a drink. I've met so many great friends. It really is one of the most special events of the week when you think about Car Week. And let's talk a little bit about the kinds of cars and the things that people are going to see this year, because in 2019, since we sadly missed everything last year, some special cars were there. There was a giant lineup of Bentleys. I mean, I've never seen so many. And then at one point during the day, some race cars show up from Laguna Seca, right?
Yep, we're going to have them come again this year with the Trans Ams from the racetrack. So we're very excited about that. We have special classes this year with the Alpha. Maybe not everybody knows, but some French cars, which we thought would be interesting. I think particularly because my dad used to have one of those Citroens, and it's always interesting to have something that's a little bit not as familiar than everybody is and a little quirky, but we definitely have a great array and always something going on. We have 2 years back, I don't want to give everything away for the excitement that's coming up, but we had 2 years back like cars from movies up here when we worked together with a partner of ours. We're trying to get something that interests people and has a great, gives them a great memory for the year until they come back.
Yeah, it's spectacular. I love the diversity that happens there. All different kinds of vehicles, all different kinds of people. There's always something going on. Typically, you have a flyover of some very, very special aircraft that just show up, and then those race cars we mentioned. I mean, it just goes on and on. It's one of the most delightful things, and I would encourage, it's hard to get a ticket because you limit the number of tickets, right? And that's what makes this feel more like a garden party than a mass of people on a bunch of lawns, right?
It is. We do limit the tickets. We do want to give the feel that people have, the space to enjoy the cars, walk around them, talk to the owner of the car, get the information they want, and have the space. Even in a normal year, particularly this year, we want more space around it as we usually do. But it's always something that we emphasized on, so it doesn't feel like a crowded event. You can stroll, you can sit, and you can enjoy what you actually do and what we offer.
It's super relaxing. I love it. It's really fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, Kai, I like to ask my guests about a driving inspiration, someone that maybe was a key mentor or an influential person in your life that helped kind of guide you along. Who was that in your life?
I think there are multiple people in the culinary world. I worked with several, like when we worked in France with 3-star Michelin chefs. You worked with a particular chef in Alsace who actually sent me to Vancouver to run the fine dining restaurants. And my dad used to work for him partially, and before I worked there. So he definitely was my mentor and got me where I am. Without him, I wouldn't be in North America, put it that way. You know, during these travels that we did in the past and then came to the U.S., and you'd be as a first-time person in the U.S., you count on making friends. It's fairly easier probably to make friends when you're a chef, because everybody likes to eat, and if the food's good, they like you. So some very good friends when we first opened the hotel in Philadelphia. The person has been a very dear friend, like his mother would say. They adopted us in their family, but happens to be that he introduced me really to the car industry here, as he has several dealerships. We became very good friends, and it's probably his fault that I'm so deep into the car scene.
His fault.
We can blame him.
Yeah, absolutely. If you were going to advise other people to move into the career that you have, and you have a very special career when you go from culinary to preparing wonderful meals for people and then go into managing high-end resorts where you're caring for just an onslaught of continuous people coming in all the time. What would be your advice for someone that might think this is the kind of career they want to go into?
Well, you never know. If you would have asked me probably 10 years ago that I'm going to end up here as a general manager, I would have said you're completely crazy. But you never know what life brings. So you got to be open to it.
Right.
If you follow what you love to do, things will happen by itself. So I think that's the key part. You need to do what you like to do and keep moving forward on that.
When you made the transition from being a chef to managing a resort, how was that transition for you? Was it difficult, or did it become a natural progression? You said if I told you 10 years ago you'd be doing what you're doing now, you would have said, Mark, you're crazy. It turns out that it seems like a pretty natural evolution for somebody who loves to care for people and provide things for people.
Yeah, it was definitely a challenge. There's no doubt especially when you come from the kitchen out of the back of the house and you go to the front.
Yes.
Which I did at the Peninsula in Chicago. I went to the front as director of food and beverage, then came over to Quail. The good thing is I knew Quail because I was running the field culinary with the chef at that point in 2009 when I first got introduced to the Quail. And that was quite a different show at that time. So I knew some of it. I had the idea of it. I had the love for cars of it. So it naturally all fit together. And, they thought, hey, if you want to go over there, I think it's a great fit because you understand the culinary aspect, the hospitality aspect, and having the love for the cars. I think it's a very good fit. And I think that's how it all came together. But again, came together because it was the love for these professions that we're doing here.
Let's take a short break. We come back. I want to talk about some obstacles. And boy, have we all faced some big obstacles in the last 18 plus months. So sit tight and we'll be right back. What began as a charitable car show has grown into the world's greatest collector car auctions, raising over $133 million for charitable organizations to date. For nearly 50 years, automotive enthusiasts from all over the world have enjoyed the Barrett-Jackson collector car auctions, and I'm a huge fan. Regarded as the barometer of the collector car industry, their auctions are world-class lifestyle events where thousands of the world's most sought-after, unique, and valuable automobiles cross the block in front of a global audience, in person, on TV, or streamed online. Barrett-Jackson produces the world's greatest collector car auctions in Scottsdale, Arizona, Palm Beach, Florida, Las Vegas, Nevada, and new for 2021, Houston, Texas. The excitement of Barrett-Jackson auctions is contagious, and a unique experience is not to be missed. So, Kai, let's talk about this big 8,000-pound gorilla in the room, which has been this pandemic. The effect on a career like yours, where you're welcoming people and you basically get shut down. And we all know that car events, hotels, restaurants, these folks were hit super hard. How did you guys manage this challenge over the last months? And what are some of the things that you've had to put into place in preparation for getting back out in front of the public, welcoming people to make sure that people are safe and feel secure so that when they arrive during Car Week, we can all have a great time?
Well, it was definitely an experience, but none of us has ever experienced, I believe. With not having a playbook, nobody. It was a day-by-day operation that we had to face, and going through the shutdown definitely was one of the hardest parts that I ever had to do, telling people, we have to close the hotel, the golf course gets closed, and letting the staff know that and seeing them. That was definitely one of the hardest things to do in my career. Working through it, it was up and down, and it changed so quickly that you had to react instantly to adjust to what the new direction would be from the county, the government, and so on and so on. I think in the area we are at, we had some positive aspects to it, just the layout of our property, so we could open up again. And we're very open, as you know, you've been here with us. People appreciated that part, being that open and having the space, the air, and the freedom to roam around without bumping into each other was very much welcomed by them. Having after that, unfortunately, we played we played till midsummer around if we have to have not what is changing, but it was clear pretty early that we have to cancel the car show after communicating with our other colleagues on the peninsula. And we stayed in contact with them throughout that past time, and we probably got closer with everybody than ever to communicate and say, okay, what can we do? So if we reopen, what are we going to put in place? What safety things can we do? So we had a very good communication with the other large events on the peninsula. So we're aligned on what we want to do and how we should move forward, that we want to make sure. The key was to ensure that it's safe. Obviously, we're following all the instructions that are given to us from the government. But beyond that, it's like, are we giving a comfortable feel to not only the hotel guests, but the guest who comes to the event particularly? How can we make them safe and comfortable at the same time? It's hard to have a high-end event when all these measures are in place. I think we found a good balance that we're implementing for this coming car show to make sure everybody is safe with, that we have face masks in place for people and that we have sanitizers in abundance and so on and so on. So
absolutely. I had two of your colleagues as past guests on my show here, Courtney Ferrante and April Morris, who are heavily involved in the car event.
Yeah.
They were great guests on the show. I've known Courtney for a long, long time, probably 15 years, when she first started working there and assisting with the motoring event and running it now. So, absolutely two great guests. I want to talk about your fascination, your passion for automobiles. Being originally from Germany, I know you're a Porsche guy. You and I share that we've had the same type of vehicle. What's a really special car that's been in your life, and maybe share a story about that ride?
My first car was a orange Ford Escort, 1968. That was a special car because it was the first car. My dad painted it because it was rusted throughout. And I had no money in the apprenticeship to afford any car. So it was one of the special cars we had. The next special car was probably when we moved to Canada, and I bought a 1980s gold Honda Civic from my boss. That when I drove up to Whistler, something fell out of the bag, and I saw the piece in the rearview mirror. But we kept going, so it's a good car, I guess. But it was $400. It was all right.
Yeah.
I really got, like I said, into the car scene, especially with Porsches, through my friend out in Philadelphia, who got me into the refined cars. And since then, I'm just I'm in love with it.
Well, you live in a great part of the country where you can go for wonderful drives up and down the coast and back inland towards the mountains or up to Napa. And I mean, there's so many great places to drive up there. And the car you have now that's a fun car is it a 86 or I'm sorry, 98 Porsche C4S? Do I have that right?
Yep, it's a 98, yep.
Yeah, and what's so special about that car for you?
I had a 98. I had a 993 prior. It was a midnight blue 993. We had it before we moved to Japan, and we sold it. But as soon as we got back, I said I really missed that car the entire time I was in Japan, because it would have been great to drive those roads over there in that car. I love it. It's 1.8, not only because it's the last air-cooled engine that was built, but just the connection that you have with the car when you drive it. It's very unique. It's not that it's super fast by all means. We got what it was, it had 280 horsepower. By all that's these days it's nothing anymore, right?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I think if you take everything with it, it's not about the horsepower. It's about the experience you have with it, especially when you drive our beautiful back roads here in Carmel and down the coast. It's the whole connection that it gives you, which I enjoy. It relaxes you when you drive it.
It is. And we were talking in our pre-show chat. I had one of those, that Varioram engine, when you hit around 4,000 RPM, it does something that just kind of vibrates through your whole body. It makes such a great sound.
Yeah.
I'm going to crawl into your head a little bit here, Kai. Be your psychologist today. If you were manifest as a vehicle, if you became a vehicle, what would you be, but more importantly, why?
What vehicle would I be?
Yeah, what would you be based on your personality, who you are, kind of the man in the mirror? What kind of car would you be? Something more practical, something more exotic, steadfast? I mean, who knows?
As we get older, you look a little bit more for the comfort level, I guess. I don't know, less the practicality, but I got to say, with a 911, you get kind of the full package there that is hitting all the check marks because it's these days even more comfortable than what I used to. Mm-hmm. It's practical. Can you carry your whole family? No, but for two of us, it's fine. You get enough in there. And if you need more clothes, then there's something wrong.
Travel light.
It is fast when you need it. It's comfortable when you need it. It gives you on every aspect, I think, what you really need. Plus, it still depends which one. You're kind of understated. You blend in. You don't stand out. We don't like to stand out that much. So it's the right car that would, if I would be, that's what I would be.
There you go. Well, you're German too, so that makes some sense as well. Is there a great book that you've read that you could share with the listeners that you really enjoyed?
Cookbooks are usually very interesting to me just out of what I do. So I have the new Otto Lengi book about vegetarian food is very, very interesting to me. And I have to, obviously I have a guinea pig at home. My wife is being the guinea pig, so she has to taste it. Or luckily she enjoys it. That's kind of our direction we go these days. We're going into the eating a little bit more healthier these days, especially after last year. So that book came very handy. And it's actually good. It's interesting what you can do. Even for me as a chef, you didn't know you can actually do certain things with certain aspects. So it keeps it interesting. It's like when you have a car that you never driven, and you can find out, wow, this is actually different than I thought. You know, it handles much better than this is much more comfortable than I thought. So from that point, I like the culinary aspect on it.
Well, I'll have to get my hands on that book. My son's wife is vegetarian, so when they come to visit, and they usually stay for a few weeks, we try to go all vegetarian here. And so we try making new things, and I'm gonna get that book for when they show up here in a couple of weeks, and maybe we'll try some recipes, and I'll report back to you and let you know how they do. Yeah, you can really. I found that most people, when they aren't vegetarians, they think, oh, boring, salads, lettuce, blah. And there are some wonderful, wonderful dishes that you can create. Vegetarian food that's so delicious, so healthy, so filling. So I'll get my hands on that. Thank you for recommending that.
You won't be disappointed.
So I'm going to take you or allow you to go on what I call the ultimate drive here, Kai. You get to pick any vehicle in the world. You get to go on a trip in that car, drive it, or ride with somebody and pick somebody who's either living or deceased to be your companion. So what does that ultimate drive look like for you?
Well, the ultimate drive for me would be probably in a I'm gonna cheat on my Porsches. So
okay.
I'm gonna go over and say probably a 720S Spider. Gotta be my wife, because she's the best co-pilot there is.
Is that Bridget?
That's Bridget. Yep. Yeah. Bridget.
So the 720S Spider, and then where would you guys be driving?
We would be probably going down from Antibes over to Cannes to Monaco, and then up to Florence, and then over the Alps back home, where now would be down by actually in the Stuttgart area.
That sounds like a nice drive.
Yep, and I think we know enough good places to stay and eat on the way there, so we'd be safe.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, you got plenty of connections. So you jumped from Porsche to McLaren, huh?
No, I know. I had the fortunate opportunity to drive one again through my friend 2 years ago, and it's an incredible car. Talking about less practical that we talked about the 911, but I mean, having it, I didn't think it would be that comfortable being what it is, but boy, it's very comfortable if you switch in the modes and everything. It's an incredible car to drive, and it's quick.
No kidding. Quick. Yeah, no kidding. That sounds like a nice drive to me, Kai. Well, you've taken us on a nice drive, and this year's event, the Quail, a motorsport gathering, is no doubt going to be spectacular now that everybody is back outside enjoying these events and Car Week and so forth. Can't wait to enjoy this event. Before I let you go, could you share maybe a parting piece of wisdom, guidance, maybe a success quote?
Well, I think do what you love in life and everything will fall in place naturally. But we very much and personally look forward to seeing everybody coming back and bouncing back after, I think, the entire world had an extremely, extremely difficult year that nobody ever seen. And we hope that, everybody gets back in the saddle in their own ways, and we move forward hopefully wiser, and we learn, and we make everything, a better spot.
Absolutely. Now, if people want to learn more about the Quail Lodge and hopefully someday come and be a guest there and enjoy the hospitality that you and your team have to offer, where can they go to learn more about the Quail?
You can visit us online at quaillodge.com and look at our website, which we have everything is listed there, from the hotel over to the golf, to our amenities, food and beverage offerings, even the car event. You can also get through our Quail event website through peninsula.com or under Signature Events.
There you go. I'll make sure I put links to those on Kai's show notes page here on the Cars Yeah website. If you've never gone to stay at the Quail, it's definitely a place to take a special person in your life and enjoy a weekend or a week. If you love golf or you love just relaxing or driving the country around there, it's a wonderful place to stay. I've stayed there before, and it is exquisite. The people are spectacular. The food, the environment, it's a wonderful place to stay. And if you're fortunate enough to be at the Quail, a motorsport gathering, say hello to Kai. He'll be wandering, no doubt, across the grass, making sure everybody's being accommodated and enjoying a couple of the cars, or maybe a lot of the cars. Kai, thanks for being so generous today with your time and expertise, and for sharing your experiences with our listeners. And until you and I talk again, I'll see you at the Quail, a motorsport gathering.
Thank you, Mark. Look forward to it. And thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. I've discovered Linkage. It's a new quarterly publication and website that covers the automotive market, driving, restoring, collecting, and discovering your passion for motor vehicles. Linkage is about experiences, opinions, and values. Linkage is an actual informed, reasoned opinion based on first-hand experiences. A talented Linkage team covers the automotive world, the people who share your passion and mine, smart, considered, rational, and experienced opinions, ones you can learn from and grow. That includes our passion that drives auctions and the collector car market. So come with me and join us on this journey. And be sure to use the code CARSYEAH when you subscribe, and they'll give you $10 off. Boom! Linkage, geared for the automotive life. Subscribe today at linkagemag.com.
Thank you so much for joining us on today's ride here at Cars Yeah. Drive on over to carsyeah.com to find show notes and inspiring automotive fun. Download your free copy of Filler Up, a fun book filled with gorgeous photographs of fuel filler fun, including quotes from more inspiring automotive enthusiasts. Download your copy today, and we'll see you next time on Cars Yeah.